Good evening, everybody. Hope I'm not Millett here. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a good time the last couple of days. It was Guy Fawkes night last Saturday, so I was helping out my local church, handing out food and drink, and there was also fireworks. And I'm pretty much a big fan of fireworks. So today I want to talk to you about staying in a job for a long period of time. Now, when you write up a resume, you're basically telling prospective employers how long you stayed in whatever jobs you worked at. You know, I never spent more than 3 years in a job in Australia, but my second job in the United Kingdom at this cafe in London, I stayed there for a full 5 years. And it's kind of funny how these days, in job interviews, people ask me, why did you leave your last job? You could say a really bad answer or a good answer. The good answer is you wanted to stay in the job for 5 years to prove to people that you could last in the one company. And the bad thing is you basically just say, the job was awful and people were leaving and things weren't getting done, OH&S laws weren't getting broken, and people didn't take out garbage bins when I told them to on my days off. That's pretty much like a down to front answer. So, how did I stay 5 years in the one job? Well, basically my father taught me this scenario. Let's just say you get paid 20 grand a year. 10 grand is to put up with shit. And the other 10 grand is to do your job. So I put up with shit with people who didn't turn up to work, for people who quit at notice, for management for hiring dumb people, and literally, I did my job. I always did my job. I came in on time, 99%, apart from the 2 days I was late because of miscommunications. I worked extra miles. I did more than I wanted to. And I just told myself that I would stay 5 years in the one job because literally, people do not like prospective employees who jump from jobs. Main reason I believe that you should stay in a job is basically you want to show dedication to whatever company you worked for. If you basically just stay 1 year in a job and you piss off and go to another job, they probably won't keep you around for much. Like the only reason a company's going to keep you on the books is if you do a good job. If you do a really crap job and you don't turn up to work on time, you screw up, you do bad things, you steal, you break the law, you're going to get sacked immediately. Or basically, people are just going to give you the cold shoulder and not bother calling you in for any shifts. I only ever lasted less than 3 years in a job in Australia. Like my last job I had in Australia, I was there for, I think, a touch over a year before I left to go back to the United Kingdom. But the previous job for that, I was 2 months shy of my 30th anniversary when I had to say to my manager, look, I've got to go to the United Kingdom. I'm sorry, I'm getting really pissed off with my family here in Australia. Things are horrible. I want to get a job over in the United Kingdom. And I didn't do that in the United Kingdom because I'm an idiot who said horrible things to people in the time of the Brexit referendum. So, I believe that if you're going to sign up to do any type of job, you need to stay at least 1 year. Even better, 2 years. Or even better, 3 years. Because let's just say, if you lose your job after 2 years, if you get fired, the company goes bust, you've got a good, long amount of time on the job. Now, to talk about other really bad experiences about job interviews, I think it's really wrong to put your age on your resume. And as a matter of fact, someone like myself who didn't graduate, I don't put any education on my CV. Because I thought to myself, my education doesn't mean squat for whatever job I'm doing. I'm literally doing an unskilled job that basically pays my rent, pays my dues, and lets me go abroad. I don't want to tell people that I left I left high school in 2002, and then I was in TAFE for a couple of years, dicking around for 3 years, when I couldn't get a proper job. Because that just exposes my own age. I'm not stupid to put your date of birth on your resume, and I'm not stupid to put really insensitive information on your CV. Let's just say you live in London Don't tell people where you live on your CV. Just don't. Just write in your CV, London. Make your prospective employers ask you that question, because they don't want to hire somebody who lives in Romford and the job's literally in central London. They'll be like, oh, well, if we hire this person, what about if all the bloody tube strikes is going to happen? Or what about if the buses don't run? Mate, I had to go to work today by bus because of a tube strike. You think I'm dedicated to my job? I am. I'm dedicated to my job. I will basically get up 3 hours prior to the start of my shift. And I'll make sure I get out of the door 2 hours before my shift starts. And I'll make sure I get to my job half an hour before my shift starts. Because I'm smart. I don't dick around. I'm reliable. Anyway, good luck to anybody out there who's looking for a new job. I mean, I'm kind of hoping with the current job I've just received, I'm going to stick with the company for many years. Because I've met people who've been in a long job for 15 years. I mean, my best friend in Australia, Adam, he's been at the same retail job since 2003. And here it is 19 years later. He's got a house and he's living a good life, but he's been in the one job in the one company. And I literally think, well, I've probably been with 10 different jobs in the last 20 years or so. Anyway, smart and little head, over and out.